Welcome to Library Storytime. Our first story today is Ronan the Librarian. Ronan was a mighty barbarian, a leader of his people. He invaded, he raided, and back home he traded. So to raid means he steals things, takes things from other people. Ronan was legendary for finding the best pillage, gold, jewelry, weapons, and tools. Everyone wanted to trade with him until one raid went horribly wrong. "What's this?" he roared. "This is worthless." Would he say that about a book? I don't believe it. Ronan tried to barter, but no one would make a deal. Barbarians didn't read books. Ronan took the book home. What am I going to do with this useless thing? And look at the things he's thinking about. Building a fire with it, doing origami with the pages, maybe use it for toilet paper. Oh, that's it. He thinks he's going to use that for toilet paper. My, that's terrible. Then a picture caught his eye. Ronan read the first sentence, then a paragraph, then a page. Before he knew it, he had devoured an entire chapter. He read until the moon was high in the sky. He got caught stuck in the book, didn't he? The next day, Ronan didn't meet the raiding party. "He must have overslept," said Crom. "Let's go wake him." "Ronan, what are you doing?" asked Gunner. "I'm reading," Ronan said. "This book is epic. Do you want to borrow it?" "Have you gone berserk? Barbarians don't read. We raid," said Helge. Well, he's enjoying the book anyway, isn't he? Sorry about that. His friends were right. Ronan tucked the book away and went raiding like a good barbarian. But he couldn't stop thinking about the book. When the raid was over, he charged home and read straight through the end. He found out he likes books, didn't he? Ronan was hooked. He needed a new book. So he invaded and raided and read. It looks like he went to the library. Had to have some more books. He invaded and raided and read. And look at him. Ooh. You know, when you drive a car, you're not supposed to be reading a book. He's driving looks like a wild pig. You think he should be reading that book while he's driving that wild pig? I don't either. I'm worried about him. He invaded and raided and read. And there he is again reading. He has
a lot of books on his book.
He does. Look at all those books. The fierce raider became a fierce reader, and soon his massive collection threatened to devour him. Wow, look at all those books. Wow. What does that crow think about it? Look at his face. So Ronan came up with the solution to tame the beast. He built a library. Nice. He even threw a grand opening celebration. But barbarians do not read books. So everybody else was doing everything else while he read books. Crom judged the books by their covers. Too sparkly, too kissy, too wimpy. Gunner valued brawn over brains. Reading doesn't have a point. Spears have points. Helgi was too busy to read. How could Ronan get his people to see that books were treasures? After, I must conquer my own village, he declared. He picked up his book, held it high, and began to read aloud. Let's see what happens. That sounds like an interesting idea. The troll roared as Odin snatched the urn of Unker and raced to his ship. The crew rowed out to sea when out of the depths rose the terrifying Kraken. Odin held on to the urn for dear life as he drew his sword. And he just keeps reading. He's really hooked. But the shipbuilders continued sawing, the blacksmiths didn't stop hammering, and the potters kept on spinning their wheel. It was a crushing defeat. Do you know what that means? That means it didn't work. Reading aloud to them didn't work. They kept doing whatever they were doing. At daybreak, Ronan went to his library. After, I've been invaded. Look, see, they broke his doors. They broke in. And raided. Look at all the people. He thought it was a defeat. What was in the urn? He can't wait to find out. Did he clobber the Kraken? Oh, what did Odin do next? It was his greatest victory yet. The library was full of barbarians. They were hooked on those books after all, weren't they? Ronan quickly laid down the law. He issued library cards, he recommended books, and he read to the younglings. It turns out barbarians do read books. Yay. Yay. Ronan was a mighty librarian, a leader of his people. They invaded, they raided, they read. I love it, don't you? New readers. Yay. All right, Miss Lisa has something good for us too.
All right, so now we have another story called Playing Possum. Okay, so this is a little animal, and when he gets scared, he sort of just plays possum. He sort of plays dead, doesn't he? So let's see what happens in this story. Playing possum. There he is. You see him? You ever seen a possum hang from a tree on his tail? Sort of cool. Alfred was born a possum, and when a possum feels nervous, he freezes and plays dead. This was unfortunate for Alfred because he was a very nervous possum. Do you guys see some other animals hiding in that picture? If you look really careful, what do you see?
A turtle.
A turtle? Right. What's this a tail of? A skunk? What do you see right here? Like a chameleon or a lizard? What's this little guy down here?
A hedgehog.
Hedgehog. And then I see a little snail. Maybe a chipmunk and a bird. There's lots of animals in the forest, huh?
And a bird.
Because of his nervous nature, Alfred felt uncomfortable being the focus of attention. Any attention. And so he did not do well at school. Look at the chalkboard. It says quiz today. Raise your hand or claw or talon or fin or hoof or wing for your attendance before you begin. And so he's raising his little paw. He says, I'm here. He did not excel at sports. Possums like to swim? I don't think so. And making friends was too terrifying to contemplate. Alfred was a very lonely possum. See, the other animals all have friends, but not Alfred. Poor Alfred. One day, Alfred noticed Sophia. Oh, what's Sophia? Do you know what animal she is? Might be a little hard. She was actually born an armadillo. They don't live around here. And when armadillos feel nervous, they curl into a little ball. So meeting someone new can be so scary. Look, they're reading. Animals read just like the barbarians read in Miss Gibbs' book. And so Alfred played dead. Look at him, he's playing dead. And Sophia curled up into a little ball. They were too scared to talk to each other. That's not a good way to make friends, is it? After a little while, they both felt calmer. So Alfred unfroze. Look, he's sitting up now. And Sophia uncurled. And as they stared at each other, they realized they had something in common. A lot of times you make a friend because you have something that you do the same, right? And so they both get scared when they are nervous, and so that was something they had in common. When they were together, knowing this made them feel safe. Aw, he's given her a flower. And when Sophia curled up, see right there, she's all curled up, Alfred just waited. Oh, it looks like he's drawing. And when Alfred froze, Sophia just waited. So they're really good friends, aren't they? They're just hanging out with each other until they got less nervous. Then they began to trust each other. And when they became themselves again, they would see each other as a friend. Alfred hardly ever froze, and Sophia rarely rounded up. So they'd really be getting to know each other, aren't they? They're less nervous. When they saw they had something in common with others who sometimes feel afraid. Okay, guys, what's this? Do you know what that animal that is? Is that an octopus or a squid? And what do they do when they get scared?
A squid.
You see what all this is? They ink, don't they? They squirt out that black ink to keep other people away. And here's our turtle. Do we see the turtle's head? No. And look.
And when turtles get when someone gets louder close to them, they hide in their shell.
They do hide in their shell. And this, look at this goat. It's called a fainting goat. Some goats, when they get scared, just play sort of dead, just like possums. We can show them kindness, said Alfred, and that will make them less anxious. Take a look at the porcupine. He's got all those quills, and look what happened to the skunk. Look at all that odor. He's stinky, right? Ooh-wee. And it took a lot of patience. See, look, they're making a little friend circle. They're playing cards. And it took a lot of understanding. Here's a little book he's reading, says, "Don't be afraid to be you." And a little bit of forgiveness. The little octopus is holding on. Squid's holding on to the little fish. Yep, and before long, making friends became easier and easier, and so did other scary things. Look at them. They're high-fiving each other and giving themselves hugs. I don't know if you really want to hug a skunk, though, do you? And this was all very fortunate. Why is this such a good thing?
My mom had a cousin.
For everybody. Look at that. And then they're just up there painting. And at the back of here it says truth and imagination. And here is a list of all the animals that were in the book and the things that they do to keep them safe when they get scared.
My mom used to have a pet skunk, but it bit her.
A pet skunk. Yeah, well, that's not fun. All right. So what we're going to do next, boys and girls, is we're going to talk about some of the animals that were in this book. Can you name this animal?
Lizard.
A lizard or chameleon, maybe? You want to hold on to that one for a little bit? And I think you like this one.
A turtle.
Turtle. You can hold on to that one. Do you remember what Sophia was? An armadillo.
An armadillo.
Very good. All right, and I think you like this one because you just told me a story about it, right? You want to hold it? Who wants to hold the skunk? Okay. And the porcupine shoots out its...
A porcupine.
You want to hold porcupine? Oh, this is an animal we haven't talked yet about. You know what this is?
A spiky.
It's a spiky type of fish. You know what it's called?
Spiky kind of fish.
Pufferfish or blowfish.
Good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, and we know what this one is.
Octopus.
Or
Squid.
Yep.
I know.
And then we have the...
Mouse.
What was Alfred in our book?
A sweet
Possum. And then remember the funny little
cow.
goat? And then we have the hedgehog. We'll just stick Mr. Hedgehog up here. Do you know what hedgehogs do when they get scared? They do. They curl up in a little ball. Okay, so now I'm going to give you something that animals do, and I want to see which one of your animals match, okay? So let's do the other one that rolls up into a little ball. Which animal rolls up into a little ball? Who's got it? Yes, like little Sophia in our book. Put her right up there by the hedgehog. So these two animals will roll up into a little ball if they get scared, won't they? All right. What's the animal that sprays the dark ink into the water to escape? Who's got that one? Well, that's not a water animal. This one is. Yep, come put that up there. This is our water animal. You got room? There he is. That's squid. Yes, our octopus. All right. Which animal has long, sharp spikes that puff out when he gets scared? Yep. You have it. That's that porcupine. And he will even shoot those off of his body. You definitely don't want to get those spikes on your skin, do you? Oh, that would hurt a lot. Okay. Which animal do you not want to be around when he's afraid because he shoots out a stinky, inky odor? Ooh, yucky, yucky. Which one is the smelly one? Right. There we go. There's our skunk. He's sort of a pretty animal, don't you think, with that white stripe? But man, is he a stinky animal. All right. Which one changes color with its environment so he can blend in? Yep. Come put that up here somewhere. Where do you find a spot for him? There's Mr. Chameleon. So I'm not sure in this picture what he's against that's so blue. He's so pretty.
And he takes all the animals' power.
Oh, I don't know about that. All right, which animal gets a really stiff and sort of falls over and faints? You got the goat? Can put the goat up here? Because it's called the fainting goat. There's only a certain type of goat that does this. Stick him up here. And he'll actually just fall over and sort of play dead. Where are you going to stick him? Over here by me? Okay.
Go flip him upside down.
Oh, you want to flip him upside down like he's fainting? Yeah. No, he doesn't want to do that. Okay, there we go. All right, we got a couple more. Which animal do you guys have in your hand that... Well, what's the other one that plays dead? Let's do that one. What's the other one that plays dead and freezes? Like in our book, right? And we call that playing possum. And there's that little possum. You know that possums are really good animals because they eat the ticks that live in the forest. Those little ticks that might get on your skin in the summertime. And dogs and cats get on them. And they get them on their skin too. Anyway, possums are well known for eating ticks. That's a really good thing. All right, we got two animals left. Let's see which one tucks his head inside his shell. Good job. Come put him up here. Let's put him over here, okay? So we don't have a lot of room over here. Put him over here by the other guy that has a shell. Well, no, because we need to be able to, everybody needs to be able to see him. All right.
Okay.
Put him right there. Perfect. See that wonderful hard shell? Mm-hmm. And then he tucks his head up inside, doesn't he?
Good job.
All right. And our last animal today is, I got to see if you can find it on here. Yep. Puffs himself up, and he's another animal that lives in the ocean. Puffs, puff, 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 puffs. It's all big and spiky. All right. That's fine, just right there. Okay. Now, before we go, let's see if we can name all the animals. You guys remember them? What's this called?
Possum.
Possum. This one is a hedgehog. And this is the squid or the octopus, one of the same. What's this one?
Turtle.
Turtle. And this it is That's a new word for you guys today, isn't it? Armadillo. Armadillo. And this is a
Lizard.
chameleon specifically. The chameleons are the ones that change colors. And this is our
Spike.
pufferfish. And skunk. And guys remember? Starts with a P.
Porky.
Porcupine. And our last one is the fainting goat. How fun! You guys learned lots of new stuff today.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like-
Pufferfish are poisonous.
The pufferfishes are poisonous. I wouldn't doubt it.
Some of them.
Yeah, some of them.
And when they fall down on the wall, they get on their head and then splinters get on their head.
I don't know about that, but I think Miss Kim has another awesome story for us. You guys ready?
All right, here we go. The last story today, the speckled feather.
Ooh.
Wait till you see what trouble it causes. Elephants live in the savannah. They are so big and gray that you can see them from miles away. But if you dare to go closer, you will realize that someone else is there too. On the back of the elephant sits birds. High above the savanna grass, they are safe from predators. What's more, they can see quite a distance from the elephant's back. Did you know birds like to sit on backs of elephants?
Yeah, because they like that before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because because they like getting a ride.
No, that's another good thing about it. Excuse me. Once upon a time, there were 3 snow-white birds that lived on the back of an elephant. He called them Aid, Emem, and Nuru. Aid was the quickest of the 3. Enan liked to climb all over the elephant's trunk, and Nuru found the fattest insects in the gray folds of the elephant's skin. There were never any quarrels on the elephant's back. They all liked different things in different places. One day, a dusty wind blew through the savannah. A particularly strong gust carried a bright speckled feather over the grass and as far as the herd of elephants. It's a pretty feather, isn't it?
It
Very pretty.
it's a long feather.
Uh-huh. Where Aid, the fastest of the 3 birds, grabbed it out of the air. What a gorgeous speckled feather, said the delighted Aid, and he stuck the feather into his own plumage. Then he flapped his wings and flew far away from his friends, sat on the elephant's head, and poked his tongue out at the others. He stuck his tongue out at them. "It's my speckled feather," he said. "I'm the first bird on this elephant, and so the feather belongs to me." Doesn't sound like he wants to share, does it? Around midday, it got so hot in the savannah that the elephant stopped at a water hole. Aid leaned quite a long way forward to see whether he and his feather were reflected in the water. "Look how handsome I am," he boasted. "I'm the most beautiful bird in the whole savannah." "I want a speckled feather too," whined Nuru from his place on the elephant's back. "Me too," moaned Emem, "and in any case, it would look much better on me than on Aid." "If we steal the feather, you and I can share it," suggested Nuru. Emem thought for a moment, and then he nodded. In fact, he wanted the feather all to himself, but he kept quiet about that. He's kind of working out a plan, isn't he? And so here we are. I think we're kind of quarreling there. But then, "Thieves!" screeched Aid. "You want to steal my feather!" While the birds were quarreling, the elephant raised his tongue and huffed and puffed and blew and blasted the birds down off of his back. He didn't want all that quarreling to go on his back. Enough! The elephant stamped his foot angrily. The three of you will get rid of this feather and will make friends. I won't let you sit on my back again until you do. You think that was fair for the elephant to do it that way?
No.
No? Well, if he's going to give them a ride on his back, I think they should act better, don't you? Imam and Nuru nervously stretched their necks to up over the grass, but the backs of all the other elephants were occupied. Throw the speckled feather away, begged Nuru. Then we can sit on the elephant again. But Aid refused to give in. My feather stays with me, he said. Night began to fall around the elephants. The three quarreling birds could be heard all over the savannah. Lured by the noise, something approached in the dark.
Maybe the woman's dress.
See?
Maybe the woman's dress. Maybe it will be the woman's dress.
Whatever the case, he likes
Because
birds.
remember,
Look at his eyes in the grass.
And I can take this on the woman's dress.
Let's find out what happened.
The shadow came ever closer through the tall grass, but Aid, Imam, and Nuru never noticed the glowing yellow eyes. On the contrary, the squabble became louder and louder, and then suddenly... Oh, no!
Oh.
Uh-oh. Wham! A large, gray, powerful something hit the wild dog bang on the chest. What do you think that was? What do you think hit that dog? Something big and powerful.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
right.
I'm sorry. You're on the right track. There he is. The elephant swung his trunk and hurled the wild dog away in the high arc. Look at him going. And the speckled feather went whirling through the air as well. So away with the dog and away with the feather. Thank you, said Aid, Imam, and Nuru very quietly to their elephant. With outstretched necks, they stood there waiting to see if he would say something. The elephant looked down at the three friends for quite a long time. Then he nodded. No more quarreling? He asked. Promise? No more quarreling, promised Aid, Eamon, and Nuru. And no more speckled feathers. So that was a little bit scary when that dog came around, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. But the elephant helped protect them.
Not for me.
Yeah. So,
Another story.
good story, a good lesson learned, right? Mm-hmm. Good lesson learned. They had a good place to live on the back of that elephant. So they probably better treat that elephant right. What do you think?
Are we done?
I think it's time for us to tell everyone bye-bye. Are you ready?
Bye.
Thanks for joining us today. Bye.
Bye-bye.